Your gift might be playing melodies on the piano, or maybe your gift might be singing pretty like a sparrow, or maybe you can talk to people, make them feel good inside, or maybe you're an actress making people laugh or cry. Whatever it might be, show the world so we can see. You got to shine, spread your wings and fly. Show the world just how you shine. Claim your gift and don't deny. Sometimes you got to move on, show the world what's going on. Whatever it might be, show the world so we can see. You might be a leader, teaching people to be bold, or you could be a runner racing to get that gold. But sometimes you might make mistakes and give your gift up. R.F.K. said, I dream of things that never were and ask why not. Whatever it might be, show the world so we can see. You got to shine, spread your wings and fly. Show the world just how you shine. Claim your gift and don't deny. Sometimes you got to move on, show the show the world so we can see. Be free and see. Be got to shine, spread your wings and fly, show the world just how you shine, claim your gift and don't deny. Sometimes you got to move on, show the world what's going on, whatever it might be, show the world so we can see.
Good morning and welcome to the Sunday celebrations here for the Centers of Spiritual Living Denver. We are a loving and prospering community here in the heart of Capitol Hill and online. 2021 has continued to be an interesting year, to say the least. We know that with everything going on, life can feel overwhelming. Here at CSL Denver, we want you to know that we are here for you. Please know that our practitioners are available for prayer work with you. Our names and phone numbers are on the website at www.csldenver.org. Or if you have a prayer request, please email it to info@csldenver.org. Reverend Elzia, along with all of our guest speakers, all of our practitioners, our music and service coordinators, want you to know how truly grateful we are for your online support. Thank you for watching our Sunday services, attending our online workshops and events, and providing financial support so that we can keep our virtual doors open. We love you all and know we'll be seeing you in person in the right and perfect time. And now, we'll continue to meet online until further notice. If you're interested in upcoming events and information, we send out weekly newsletters. Please go to www.csldenver.org and sign up for our newsletters. We only send out one per week. Or send an email to info@csldenver.org and request to be put on our mailing list. This week we are having our usual Zoom fellowship right after service. If you haven't already received an email this morning, please send an email to info@csldenver.org to request a Zoom invitation. Please join us. We would love to say hi and catch up with you. That's it for the announcements this Sunday. Again, thank you for tuning in, and now back to our service.
God's inside our souls, 'cause God's inside our souls, 'cause God's inside our souls. Let it be known, let it be known. 'Cause God lives in our souls. 'Cause God lives in our souls. 'Cause God lives in our souls. We all know, we all know. 'Cause God is all. 'Cause God's inside our souls. 'Cause God's inside our souls. 'Cause God's inside our souls. Let it be known. Let it be known. 'Cause God's inside.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this morning's service. I will just invite you to close your eyes and sit back and feel comfortable in this moment while I do our invocation. So we just know that we are here this morning in a space where God is inside our souls. And we open up to all of you from our hearts to your hearts and make this just one giant big heart circle, and know that we are blessed this morning with Reverend Michelle Scavetta's message, Freddy's music, Diego in the background doing the technical work, and all that join us this morning in their consciousness and awareness. We bring a healing intention this morning for all those in Kentucky and for anyone else on the planet and everyone else on the planet who is going through challenging and difficult times. We know that there is a movement towards awareness and meditation and openness and loving energy on the planet, and that we are worshiping this morning, whether we are in this service, in the community, in a synagogue, at a temple, or skiing on a mountaintop. We know that we are one, that the divine right action is at work right now, right here. And so we just open this space knowing that it is enveloped in a blanket of love. And so it is. And our reading this morning is about becoming. Daring to go beyond the borders of the familiar and to explore, charter new territories is an adventure that is as nerve-wracking as it is beautiful. We are talking about a story as ancient as humanity itself. At the same time, our soul pushes us to become the trailblazers and lighthouses we are all meant to be. As we change and become, we let go of old ways of living, being, and existing. Although these ways may not have been serving our highest good, the residual pangs of releasing them to pivot in a different direction must be honored. If we find ourselves enmeshed in a transformational endeavor, we can find ourselves being washed over with grief, flooded with emotion, simmering in memories, and can even experience physical pain. This is not a bad thing, but rather we can choose to welcome it all as being propelled into the next level of living. Whatever the transformation we are going through, we will almost certainly survive it. If we navigate this process consciously, we will likely even be better off as a result. It may seem as if our personality is changing beyond recognition, which can feel threatening. And yet what we learn is that after every change or transformation, we are different and still ourselves. In fact, to a larger extent, we are more who we are than before, because what we leave behind in many cases is only our more inauthentic self. And the Ernest Holmes quote for the day: spiritual evolution should make the infinite not more distant, but more intimate. And so it is.
Good morning, CSL Denver. Goodness, I love technology because it's our opportunity to connect even during this pandemic time, and yet sometimes there are some technical glitches. So thank you for joining us. I'm Reverend Michelle Scavetta, and it's so good to be with you today. I don't know about you, but I'm still trying to wrap my mind around the fact that it's December. And not only is it December, we're almost in the middle of the month, and that another year is coming to a close. I don't know, where did the time go? Where did the year go? However, we're in December, so we're just going to embrace it. And the end of the year, it's a powerful time to reflect on what's unfolded over the last 12 months, to look at where we are now, and to cast our vision to where we want to go in the coming year. This month's theme is Journey of Becoming. And Reverend Elzia asked me to share about the joy of becoming. So I invite you to settle in and join me on a journey as we reflect on what was, what is, and what is yet to be. This quote from Michelle Obama really resonated with me. She said, "For me, becoming isn't about arriving somewhere or achieving a certain aim. I see it instead as forward motion, a means of evolving, a way to reach continuously toward a better self. The journey doesn't end." And our founder, Ernest Holmes, said, "You are an eternal being now on the pathway of endless unfoldment, never less, but always more yourself. Life is not static. It's forever dynamic, forever creating. Not something done and finished, but something alive, awake and aware. There is something within you that sings the song of eternity. Listen to it." So the joy of becoming, the journey of becoming, it's not about becoming who other people think we're supposed to be, but rather to listen within and to become who God made us to be. We're here to grow, to expand into our fullest expression as unique expressions of the divine. To expand, to express. We came here to remember and to deepen into our connection with Spirit. We're here to express God through us and to honor and recognize this divine essence in everyone and in everything around us. God created you a unique expression of itself. We're here to express our unique light and to share our unique gifts with the world. There's no one else in the universe like you, and there never will be. No one else who can share your gifts or who has your unique imprint, your presence. Oscar Wilde said, "Be yourself. Everyone else is already taken." So there's a song by Reverend Barry Ebert, and he sings that God needs us to be its hands and feet. So God can only do for us what it can do through us. But the question is, are we listening? When we take time to truly know ourselves, to take classes, to do our healing work, to break through any false limiting beliefs, that's when we know God in a deeper way. When we can fully glimpse and embrace our true nature, that's God expressing through us. The key is we cannot fully experience it by looking in the rearview mirror or by looking too far ahead, looking into tomorrow. We experience God in our true selves in the here and now, in the present moment. One of the songs that I believe the community is familiar with is by Eddie Watkins Jr. This song has been going through my mind endlessly over the last few weeks as I've been preparing for this talk. It's his song, "I Am the Place Where God Lives." And he sings, don't mind me as I sing, and you can sing with me. But he says, I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. And so if you know this song, I invite you to sing this part of it with me 3 times. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. One more time. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. To me, that's the epitome of the joy of becoming, knowing and remembering that God is showing up through us, as us, in every moment. And so as 2021 comes to a close, I offer us 3 invitations that can help support us along our journey. And so the first invitation is to take time to reflect. Take time to reflect on what has transpired this past year. The good, the bad, the interesting. It's all part of the journey that has brought you to where you are right now. So I invite you just to take a moment to reflect. If you feel comfortable, I invite you to just close your eyes just for a moment. What did you learn this past year? Where did you grow? What worked well? What would you like to do differently? Where is there room to grow? You can open your eyes when you're ready, and just knowing that answers to those questions may continue to come to the surface throughout today, throughout this week, throughout the days ahead. But oftentimes in my life, I haven't taken time to reflect. I feel like it's been easier for me to just simply move from one thing to another, move from one project to another, move from one year to another. But I've come to realize that without reflection, I'm shortchanging myself. Because as we reflect, we can celebrate our wins, we can see how far we've come, and make note of things that we'd like to do differently. And the time of reflection is also where we get to yield and slow down. The journey of becoming is not just about constant motion, but about slowing down, taking inventory of where we've been, where we are now, and opening to a greater vision of where we'd like to go next. And so as I've been reflecting on this past year, thinking about this talk, what I've recognized is that there's been a lot of change, a lot of big changes in my life. Some changes haven't always been easy. Some changes I didn't necessarily feel that I was the chooser, that I made the choice. However, what I know is that all of the choices that have transpired, like I said before, have brought me to where I am now, and they're setting me up to for where I want to go. But some of them have been difficult, having to let go of things that have been a part of who I am or who I've been over the last, 20 years, and recognizing that in the letting go, there's also a gift. When we let go of what no longer serves us, or when we let go of something, maybe, that completes a chapter on our journey, we create space for newness. We create space for something new to arrive, to arise, and to step into. And so I invite you just to take time to reflect on where you've been. And the second invitation to support us along our journey is to take time to be in the present moment. Where am I right now? Oftentimes I'm focused on the future of where I'm going, but I have to consciously bring myself back to, okay, where am I now? What's around me? Because in the present moment, that's where our connection with God is. It's where we can hear, feel, and sense our intuition and be open to that inner guidance that is within us. And the present moment is where we're at choice, where we're connected to the creative flow. And in the present moment is where we create. And thinking about the joy of becoming, one of the things that kept coming to mind is to resist the temptation to fall into a space of destination anxiety. You know, that space of, I'll be happy when. I'll experience joy when. Because the joy of becoming is about enjoying the journey, staying awake along the journey to a deeper connection with God. As you take time to be present and to know your authentic self, you get to know God in a deeper way. Because God and us, each one of us, we're one. Because there's only one life, and that life is God's life. It's not about putting off your happiness until you've arrived at some destination, but rather taking time to enjoy the journey, taking time to fully be in and enjoy the present moment. Because it's in the present moment when we experience God, and that's where we are at choice. When we can tap into the creative flow all around us and recognize the beauty and magnificence that's before us. Abraham Maslow said, in any given moment, we have two options: to step forward into growth or to step back into safety. In the present moment is where we can choose to step forward into growth, or in the present moment is where we can choose to step back into safety. Those choices can't be made yesterday or tomorrow. They're only available to us in the here and now. As we recognize that we're on a journey of becoming our authentic expression of the divine, we get to consciously choose our next step, remembering that we're supported every step of the way. And when we come back into the present moment, that's where we can feel that support and we can tune into that guidance. Sometimes we may find ourselves in situations where we can't see that we have a choice in the matter. Perhaps it feels like life is just happening to us, and all we can do is react to what's coming our way. Or maybe we find ourselves in a situation and we don't like the choices that are before us. So perhaps during those times, it's important to resist the temptation to do what's called a spiritual bypass. Just putting a positive affirmation Band-Aid, on the situation and looking the other way. Doing a spiritual bypass is not actually spiritual. It's not what we came here to do. We came here to lean into the discomfort, because in that emotion, in that pain, in that situation, there's information for us. And even though there may be pain in a situation, that pain propels us to our next step oftentimes. So what if instead of pretending that the situation is not there, or feeling as though, we're simply at the mercy of life, we reach out for support? Just because we might not be able to see all of the choices before us doesn't mean that they're not there. So what if during those times we reach out to a practitioner, a master, or a trusted friend, someone who's willing to hold space for us and know the highest truth for us? What if instead of simply reacting to what's happening around us, we take a moment to step back, to breathe, and to respond to the situation? When we take time to step back and breathe, oftentimes our perspective and our view expands, and we can see more options that are before us that we weren't able to see before. When we take time to step back and breathe, we have a greater ability to respond rather than to simply react. Ernest Holmes said, "Life is not just something to be endured. It's to be lived in joy, in a fullness without limit." So take time this week and the coming weeks to be in the present moment. What if you took time every day to practice being in the present moment, to be in the stillness, to connect with yourself, to connect with God, and to stay open to limitless possibilities that are before you? A friend of mine, she has an app on her phone. I believe it's a Thich Nhat Hanh app. And randomly throughout the day, it'll ring a chime. And it's during those times when it rings the chime that it's her reminder to come back to the present moment. Because like I said, so often we're in the future or sometimes we're in the past, but being in the present moment, that's where the richness is. That's where possibilities lie. So the third invitation to support us along our journey is to take time to cast your vision for the next year. We've reflected on where we've been, took time to look around and see where we are now. So now it's time to open to a higher vision of what's yet to be. Maya Angelou said, "We delight in the butterfly. We delight in the beauty of the butterfly, but rarely admit the changes it has gone through to achieve that beauty." Thinking about the life cycle of a butterfly, the caterpillar has to trust that the journey, to trust and surrender to the journey of becoming. It has to surrender in order to allow itself to transform into the fullest expression of who it came here to be. And we've all heard about how the caterpillar turns into goo inside the cocoon as it transforms into that butterfly. But what I recently heard within this past year is that, did you know that in the 1600s, a Dutch scientist discovered that within the caterpillar are cells from the butterfly? The butterfly already exists on some level within the caterpillar. So what if that's true for us as well? What if right now, within ourselves, within our being, is our highest self calling us to grow? It's a knowing within us that's calling us forward, encouraging us to grow, to expand, to shine our lights. What if what's calling us to grow is that still small voice of the divine within? Our inner knowing calling us forward and supporting us along the way. So what's calling you forward? What's waiting to be expressed through you, as only it can be expressed as you? One of my favorite quotes is from Marianne Williamson. She said, "Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It's our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small doesn't serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. As we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we're liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. And if we wait for the world's permission to shine, we'll never receive it. The ego doesn't give that permission. Only God does. And he's already done so. He has sent you here as his personal representative and is asking you to channel his love into the world. Are you waiting for a more important job? There isn't one. So as we cast our vision and open to what is calling us in the year ahead, know that you are worthy. You are worthy of all of the goodness that is before you. And you are worthy because you exist. A meme I recently saw on Facebook said, "Quit letting who you were talk you out of who you are becoming." So let's stay open. Let's listen and allow ourselves to be guided as we confidently step into what is yet to be. St. Catherine Siena said, "Be who you were created to be, and you will set the world on fire." And Ernest Holmes, he said, "We are born to be happy, to be abundantly supplied in every good thing, to have fun in living, to consciously unite with the divine power that is around us and within us, and to grow and expand forever." God is not becoming, God is. It's up to us to remember who we truly are. It's about allowing God to fully express as us, allowing God to express as us using our hands and feet in every moment, in every situation, everywhere that we show up. God is. And so in the weeks ahead, as the year comes to a close, and on the journey of becoming, I invite you to take time to reflect, take time to be in the present moment, and take time to cast your vision for the year ahead, knowing that anything is possible. And so how are you allowing the divine to show up as you? How are you sharing your unique light with the world? Are you staying open to the divine calling within you that's urging you to grow? We're here by divine appointment at this unique time in human history. We're here to grow, and we're here to allow God to express itself as us. Are you ready? Let's turn within. So just moving into this time of prayer, this time of knowing, we recognize the divine expression of love, of light, of possibility that is everywhere present. We know that we are uniquely, individually, and collectively connected to the one source, the one power, the one that is all that there is, all that there was, all that there was is yet to be. And so I just know that in this space of possibilities, I know that we take time to reflect on the year that we are bringing to a close. We reflect on all of the growth that has transpired, all of the ways that we have showed up this past year. And we open to what is yet to be, knowing that the present moment is right where God is, and that in every moment we have the opportunity to tap in, to tune in, and to allow that divine expression to continue to call us forward, to continue to whisper, grow, grow. And I know that in every moment we are supplied with everything that we need to move forward, to take that forward motion step into becoming who we came here to be. And we celebrate the present moment of who we are now, knowing that God is expressing itself uniquely as us in every moment. And so as we cast our vision for the year ahead, I know that limitless possibilities, that we open to it, and that we allow those possibilities to call us forward. We allow ourselves to grow and to remember the highest truth of who we are and who we came here to be. And so I just give great thanks for all of the unique gifts that each one of us has to share with the world. I give great thanks for CSL Denver and for all of the ways that it supports our journey. It supports our saying yes to life, to love, to possibility. And I just simply release my word, knowing that it is all good because it is all God. I let go knowing that God does God's work. And I simply affirm it to be. And so it is. And so in this moment, I invite Teresa back into the room to share our offering.
Thank you. It was a beautiful message, Michelle. So we are so grateful and blessed for everyone's support of CSL Denver, whether it's in time, treasure, or talent, and especially during this time of change. Whether this is your first time joining us or you are a returning community participant, we want to thank you for your continuing financial support of the important work we are striving to provide. Right now, there are several ways you can make your financial contribution to Center for Spiritual Living Denver. This information is running along the bottom of the screen. If you haven't already done it and you shop at King Soopers and or Amazon Smile, you can link your account to Center for Spiritual Living Denver. Our center will then receive a percentage of all proceeds. Email us if you would like more information on this option. Now, please repeat with me our usual affirmation. This perfect gift is spirit in form, circulating and blessing all that it touches. Freely I give and joyously I receive. And we do have a few announcements. Our usual virtual fellowship on Zoom is this morning. We would love for you to come and join us and let us know how you're doing. If you did not receive the Zoom invitation earlier this morning, please send an email to info@csldenver.org and mention fellowship, and we'll send you a Zoom invitation right away. Next Sunday, December 19th, please join CSL Denver at our usual service time, 10 a.m., for a spiritual winter solstice service. It will be provided through our usual Facebook page and YouTube channel. We will have some music, reading, meditation, and journaling to welcome the winter solstice. After service, during fellowship, we will have a discussion and sharing. If you're interested, please have journaling paper and pen ready during the service to do some journaling. Meanwhile, we hope you have a wonderful week and affirm right here and right now that 2021 is blessed and perfect in all that it is. We love you and miss you. Please take care of yourselves. And now we'll